All right, everyone. Welcome to the first interview on the Mazske Finance channel. So to kick off our interview series, I have my tenant here, Robby. Robby is buying the triplex that I've talked about. So Robby, introduce yourself and tell us briefly about yourself.
My name's Robby. As you just learned, I am one of Mark's tenants. I'm 28 years old. I'd moved out to Virginia 3 years ago for a business prospect, which panned out and worked. Now I'm jumping into real estate and trying to get my feet wet.
That sounds good to me. So I'm curious, and I know you're a business owner. That's how I met you, but what got you interested in investing in real estate?
So it was actually you kind of planting the bug in my ear when I was just a early tenant in the early days of the triplex. So after talking about that and then realizing that since I had a business, I could secure funding and make that a reality, it definitely piqued my interest and made me want to go down that route, as well as the whole idea of securing a lasting legacy in real estate versus income generating business, which is subject to a lot of, especially in the oil industry, which is the industry I'm in, it's subject to a lot of clean energy trends, which is eventually going to phase that industry out. So, but everyone needs a roof over their head. So, and I don't think that's going to change no matter what trends or forces are shaping the market.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and what you're going to be doing, and I've talked about this on my channel previously, as a great way for anyone to start off with real estate investing. You're actually not just buying my triplex, you're going to be house hacking the triplex. Mm-hmm. So if you want to, in your words, explain why this is a benefit to you, like how it's going to play out for you.
Yeah, definitely. So this is going to be a huge benefit to me because I'm going to be, of course, living in one unit, and then the other two tenants will, of course, be covering my mortgage and utilities and everything. And that for me is huge because that essentially opens up a huge amount of my income. Essentially, all my income I'm going to save now from my business, which can therefore be used for further investments. And I'm building equity over time. So that's always the positive there. So, it's really, really made me more liquid as far as my cash flow goes. And that's, I think that's something a lot of people ought to strive for.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So, all right, that'll be good. And let me ask you this question, because I haven't asked you this before, but how is the mortgage process going for you so far? Because we're supposed to be closing next week, which tells me you have probably completed almost every step in the process so far. But how's it been?
So it's been extremely easy for me compared to the nightmare that I went through acquiring my business. As you know, there was a lot of hoops and jumps and hurdles I had to clear for that. I mean, it almost took me a year after moving out just to go through that loan process for that business. But this time around, for this property, it's been extremely easy for me as far as dealing with, as far as the amount of headaches I've had to deal with, which has virtually been none. Essentially everything's been done on the loan process. As far as the loan process goes, we just have a few papers to sign and then we're good to go come next week. Really easy process for me. I don't know if that'll ring true for any of the other viewers, but just based off my past experiences, trying to get loans for a business, getting loans for this property has been much easier.
Sounds good. All right, and you want to go ahead and share who the lender is, what their name is?
Yeah, so my lender is I'm going through the company. Do you want me to give the company name as well? Is that okay, or just sure, the name of the loan? Yeah. So I'm going through Prime Lending. My loan officer, loan agent is Jerry Padilla. been very helpful. He's, I mean, worked with me through every step of the way, held my hand through every step of the way. So it's been a really easy process, mostly because of Jerry Padilla and his team at Prime Lending. So definitely a big shout out to them for sure for helping me through this whole process.
All right, great. And I've talked with Jerry extensively because Jerry's helped me get numerous mortgages. And Jerry has agreed to also interview on my channel. So I'm not sure exactly when he'll do it. But for anyone watching this, if you're not familiar with Prime Lending or with Jerry, when Jerry interviews with me, he will tell you exactly what he can do and what he cannot do. But just an FYI, Robby is located in Virginia. I'm in Florida. I have bought real estate through Prime Lending in Indiana, Alabama, Virginia, and Florida. And Prime Lending has given me the mortgage. And Prime Lending is actually located in New York State. And my understanding is they can help someone get a mortgage, I believe, in at least the continental United States, possibly all 50 states. But we'll let Jerry clarify that when he does talk on the channel. So, all right. So, Robby, I'm curious. You're starting on the property ladder. Next week, whenever this gets finalized, I think next Tuesday, you will be the owner of your first rental property. They call it, taking the first step. You're getting on the property ladder. So what do you see coming next for you in regards to real estate, or just in regards into investing?
So that's a really good question that you ask, because my view on the path forward has changed a lot in the past few days, just with different ideas that I've gotten from actually a few of my dad's close friends that I had dinner with recently. That they're all big into investment properties. And I had recently went to go visit one of his friends' investment buildings. It's a huge commercial property. I think it's a 2-story building with a little over 100 doors in that building. But the way he's done it is very interesting. So he'll rent out each doors in that building to auto sales people, to dentists, small clinical practices. But one thing that really struck my eye and I thought was thinking out of the box was the way he would divide the auto sales rooms up. And so he would have a huge room, but he would divide that room into stalls, and he would rent those stalls out. And so instead of getting a lower value per square foot, if he just rented the whole room out, now he's getting double per square foot for renting each of those stalls out. And I think he could fit about 10 stalls in a room, and he'd rent each stall for $200. So he was really maximizing the amount of money he was getting per square foot, which was a really unique out of the box kind of thinking that I thought he had implemented in there to really get the most bang for his buck out of all the square feet in his room. And then the other side to that was he purchased a parking lot just behind the building for those auto sales people. And he has about 100 spaces, and they're always filled. And those auto people, they will rent out each space $200 a month to have their car put there and to sell. So I just thought that was really creative, and it seems like it's doing well. So that's something that I'm definitely thinking about moving into in the future. I don't know about the next one, because that's a huge leap forward, right? 100 doors but that's definitely my end goal, or getting towards the end goal, is to try and replicate and duplicate something like that and that kind of creativity.
That sounds pretty cool, because I've tried to think about where do I want to go, because I'm at a different stage of life than you are. And I thought about going in that direction, and I'm not sure if I want to go that way or not, or do I want to just stay with single family homes or alternative investments like I'm doing. So I know for both of us, only time will tell exactly what we do.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm going to do, Rob, if you're interested, after you close on the building next week, I'm part of a mastermind group. If you're interested, I'll invite you to join our group. And then you can share with the group your experiences, not only with the triplex, but what you're looking to do, because our group is spread out throughout the country. We have real estate a lot of times in the same general area, but we all have real estate in different spots as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're
Yeah.
interested, you can be like another key part of the group, because you're house hacking. One other person is also house hacking in the group, but you're from California, you have business contacts, so it can be beneficial for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Building that network is always important, and I'm always open to going into new networks and expanding my own network. So I'm definitely interested, and I definitely enjoy to be a part of that.
All right, that sounds good then. Well, we're gonna wrap this up in just a couple minutes in, but you get the last word here. Is there anything else you want to add to your experience of what you're going through, or just anything at all you want to say?
I guess being that it's my first property, there is a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nervousness, because it's dipping my feet into the water, so to speak, and it's in a field that I didn't necessarily go to school for with business. I got my master's degree in entrepreneurship and business admin, so I had all that institutional knowledge kind of boosting my confidence in that domain. But really, this is more so done off self-research, and then of course networking and talking to people like you and picking your brain and reading the articles and videos that you send me. So it is something that's new to me, and I knew going in that it was going to be something that would cause me a little anxiety and a little nervousness, but I think it'd be foolish not to have those feelings. So, or a little arrogant not to, but on the whole, I'm excited about it, and I'm just ready to move forward and build a real estate empire, hopefully.
All right, that sounds good to me. Because those feelings you're talking about, I think for most investors, we all experience the same feelings. It doesn't matter if we're buying the first. The first is special, but even if you're buying your 10th, your 20th, you still get feelings of anxiety.
Okay.
I'm working on buying another house right now, and I have an offer pending on a second house, and my boys are here with me, and they've seen me maybe look a little stressed. And even though I'm experienced, I have 25 rentals. I've sold a few rentals already. It's still, I'm opening a new chapter, and it's always a little bit of anxiety and stress involved in it.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's definitely a natural, good feeling to have.
I agree, it is. So, all right, so we're going to wrap this up. When I do stop recording, just stay connected if you can. I want to chat with you just a bit once we stop recording.
Understood.
So, all right, Robby, thanks so much. And anyone watching this, hopefully you've learned something, because as I've said many times, if I can do it, you can do it. If Robby can do it, you can do it. We can all do it. You just got to take that leap. Sometimes it's a leap of faith. You got to take that first step, because once you complete it, you open the door. Life is wide open. So, all right. Thanks again, Robby.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right.